Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It is Wednesday, March 13th, 2024. This is day 5 of the James Crumbley manslaughter trial. Welcome to J is for Justice. My name is Jay. I am your host. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. And for returning subscribers, thank you for your support. What's up, everybody? It is early. We are in the courtroom. No one is there yet. Let's get this screen fixed. We have like a little box. You guys are like, what's this little box, Jay? And why don't you know how to spell James? Well, that's because, people, I'm just waking up. People are trickling into the courtroom now. Get your coffee. Spilled paint. Good morning. Cole. Good morning. We've got Angie, Shell, Kendi on the wrenches today. Let's expand our view here. Reminder, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're doing a call-in show on the Dateline Soto case. Call in, give me your thoughts, give me your theories. We're going to go over the new charges and other things and take your calls. So hopefully you guys will call in tonight and give me something to talk about. And that's at 7 p.m. Eastern. Good morning, Kim Mosier. I hope you're holding up okay. Kim Mosier, I forgot. Okay, so get this. Not yesterday, but on Monday, the judge told Buck Meyer, I don't know, Meyer, I hope I'm saying his name right. Tate Meyer, God, I can't say that. Anyways, his father was in the gallery. And he was wearing a shirt with embroidery on it for his son's foundation. And Judge Matthews, correct me if I'm wrong, Kim Mosier, on this. Judge Matthews made him zip up his coat so his logo didn't show. And then Madison Baldwin's dad, I believe, asked what happened. And Judge Matthews asked Madison Baldwin's dad if he wanted to leave the courtroom. Kim Mosier, maybe you can polish that story for us, but that's the gist of it. Good morning, Global. Yeah, I totally forgot until I got your emails. Like, oh my God, I totally forgot to mention that. Thank you for reminding me, Kim. Yeah, Madison Baldwin's dad was like, what happened? Like, what happened or whatever. Just asked him what he had to cover up or whatever it was. And Judge Matthews asked if Madison Baldwin's dad wanted to leave the courtroom. Moo Bruce says, yep, when we went to trial for my brother, we couldn't wear anything with his charity logo on it. Oh, no, Buttercup. Oh, no. I hope they can fix that. The judge was also taking notes like she doesn't know anything about the case. Is she even taking notes about the case? Because every time that it comes to her making a decision, she's like, can you say that again? He had on his 42 strong polo and they made him cover it. Once they're found guilty, they would allow you to wear it to sentencing. Remember when the Gonsalves family actually wore the firing squad shirt to Brian Koberger's hearing? I don't think anything was said about that, though. I don't think Judge noticed. She's writing her grocery list for lunch. Licorice and PB&Js with the crust cut off. Well, I hope it gets better. Make sure you keep her down and don't let her jump and stuff. I had a little dog like that. They're so fragile. My little dog hurt her hip. Her hip became dislocated and she had to have surgery. Kim Mosier, it had Tate's name on it, so she had to cover it. Madison's dad said, "Why did you cover your foundation shirt?" And the judge looked at him and asked if he wanted to leave the courtroom. They were afraid we would taint the jury. She didn't have to be so rude to Madison's dad, though. The judge kept looking over at Buck to make sure the shirt stayed covered. Globalism. Judges list. Buy 4 jugs of Gallo. Buy 4 boxes of wine. Judges shopping list from Walmart. 4 boxes of wine and 2 pairs of sweatpants. One for her and one for Shannon.
Bring it all in.
No sweatpants for Muriel because Muriel says, I don't play that shit. I'm an actual attorney. Sweatpants. Good morning, Laurel. Yeah, Shell. Wine, sweatpants, and cough drops, and licorice. Licorice is the breakfast of champions, per Judge Matthews. Oh, man. Melanie, I watched Jennifer's trial and any of this one I watched, it seems to be the same witnesses. A lot of the same witnesses, yes, from the prosecution. How much was my dog's surgery? I think it was like, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I think it was like $1,000 at least. Here come the deputies. Yeah, let's fill up that wheel of fry, Jay. See our goals above my head. We have a member goal, we have a super chat goal, and we have a donation goal. The donation goal is anything donated to the stream goes 100% to me. You're not giving 45% to YouTube. It goes directly to me. Do you want to know how to do that? Because I'm sure a lot of subs of other channels. How can I donate? Look at judges come. What is she doing? What is she doing? Thank you, Sarah. But you can go to www.j4j411.live/tip and it goes directly to me. You still get the on-screen donation. You still get the recognition in chat. It just is a way to bypass YouTube, I guess. Thank you so much, Stacy. She donated to my son's GoFundMe. That is still scrolling. I did not talk to him last night, so I didn't take it down. I feel bad for him, man, because none of his friends have money. You know what I mean? He shares this. They don't have money. Y'all, oh my God. Steve and Stacy are in their recliners early this morning. Good morning, Steve and Stacy. Hendo says, put my name on that wheel of Fry J. Yep. All you have to do to get on the wheel is super chat, donate, become a member, or donate memberships. So Kendo just got her name on the wheel of Fry J. Olive Juice just got her name on the wheel of Fry J. Thank you, Olive, and welcome Moo Brews. Moo Brews has been very chatty, so Moo Brews was given the membership. Painting services by Steve. Good morning. Yay, it's Jay. Hi, pretty lady. Like, duh, we're coming in hot. Stacy's already awake and made me coffee like it's Father's Day or something.
Coming in hot,
Just like
the
the
fajita.
Like the fajita. I can't help but say fajita. Yes, gotta look out for the children. Casey Marie just donated one, and Love Lighthouses got it. Welcome, Love Lighthouses. Are you from Michigan Lighthouses? Because there are a lot of beautiful lighthouses up there in Michigan.
Or is it a cigar?
Yay, Stacy. Good morning, Miss Stacy. Stacy is Steve's daughter. They are coming in hot, like the fajita. We have coming in hot merch. We are the home of $20 t-shirts. I ain't trying to break your banks. Good morning, Reagan and April. Good to see y'all. Angie B.
Coming in hot, just like the fajita.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Angie B. Hi from London, Healing Nature. Good morning. Check out this website, though, j4j411.live. You can see all the merch. You can see a list of commands to use in chat. You can also see the tip page. And get this, Nisi K. Good morning. Get this. Yes, if you donated to Ryan, it definitely counts. Absolutely. Get this, Nisi K. You go there, you can still see the video. You don't even have to leave the stream. You can still watch YouTube from that link. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Thank you. I am happy to have you, Love Lighthouses. We've got so many new members, guys. Oh, we got to get our sub count up, Mega. Mega, you're supposed to remind me. This was your thing. Y'all, I can't wait for the call-in tonight. I have got so many thoughts. On this Soto case. It's not even funny. Who is this guy? He's a deputy. They're just waiting for James to come through. What was I gonna show you guys? Oh, the sub count. Thank you, Meg. You just reminded me. Oh my gosh, I'm a mess. It's 9:10 a.m. We're starting late today. Par for the course. We're at 97,754. That is so freaking exciting. I want to thank you guys, man. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. We are trying to get to 100K, and it has been a ride. Let me tell you, it's been a fucking ride. And I can't wait to get there and celebrate with you guys. Don't feel stupid when you call in. It's just like a phone call. Don't be shy. It's literally a phone call. Like, it's not going to be where you have to go on camera. So it's going to be like a, going to be calling into the hotline. I know when that hotline bling. Hey, if you don't want to call in, you can actually leave a message on the hotline. and I listen to your messages. And I also might play them. So if you're shy to call in, consider leaving a message on the hotline. If Angie B could throw up that hotline, I know she knows. I know she knows the code. I know, Stacy. Judge Matthews was confused and went in the wrong door. Like, duh. Oh my god. She was like, am I in the right spot? Oh man, is Myron here today? I'm looking for Myron, aka U2 fan. U2 fan. Myron. Because I got a little gift. I got a big gift. I got a big box to unbox for you guys from Myron. A big old box of goodies. The birds are chirping outside today. Can you guys hear them? Probably not. They're going crazy. I love it. It feels like spring. Even though I'm in Florida, I still get that spring nostalgia feeling. It's cool at night and you get that like spring smell in the air. I don't know. Maybe I'm a nerd, but I smell it and I like it. I just always remember in Michigan, of course, it came a couple months, not April, maybe May, where, it starts to warm up. The air smells crisp and I don't know. Okay, let's get this set up here. 97754. This is going to actually keep us. This is the most accurate. This is straight from YouTube Studio. So. For donuts. Mike Sanner used the tipping function. Thank you. Kapow. Donation with our coffee. Kapow. He gave me a donut. Thank you so much, Mike. See, you can even put little donuts and shit in there when you do the J for J411.live. I'm glad it works. Thank you, Mike. Do you have any tips for people? Because I know Global had a problem with it. The smell of fresh cut lawn. Yep. Adrian, good morning.
For donuts.
For donuts. Beautiful yesterday and today in Michigan. Tulips are blooming. Man, hopefully you guys don't get a freeze and it kills all that ish. Because that's what happens. That's what happens. You get this early, thaw. And then everything starts blooming and then boom. Here he comes. James is entering the courtroom. I have not heard from Karen today, but I'm assuming she is there. So let's see if he looks back to see his sister. Because I'm sure he knows, she said he knows that she's coming. So I'm sure he was looking forward to seeing her. So let's see if he acknowledges. Whoa, that scared the fuck out of me. Coming in hot with that audio, damn.
Coming in hot, just like the fajita.
Oh. Whew, I turned it down a little bit. I love magnolia trees. That's what I was afraid of, Melmo. Thank you, Jess. Yeah, I'm awake now, too. Thank you, Jess, for your Cash App. And I've got someone else to thank here. Oh, he doesn't have Muriel to help him. I wonder what would happen if his sister got up and tried to help him right now. Would they, stop her? Jane, thank you so much for your PayPal donation. Thank you so much, Jane. Jane has a Pokemon profile picture on PayPal that must be your kids. So funny. Thank you, guys. He can't interact with anybody. Her stylist fixing her roots. The bailiffs would stop. Got you. Oh, you do, Poco? You play Pokemon Go? That's awesome, though. That's so cute, Poco. Poco, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. What's e-transfer? I know, I wonder that too, Nicole.
She's great. That's what we talked about. Oh, that's it. That's it. Are you kidding me? Okay. No.
He hasn't turned around yet. He reminds me so much of Ethan, his mannerisms and everything. It's wild. Pop-Tart and fiber shake. What a combo, Malmo. How crazy. Don't forget the call-in show tonight, 7 p.m., guys, Eastern Standard Time. I'll be taking your calls. We can get that hotline bling. You can leave a message. I'll play your messages, or you can call in tonight. They are still hitched as of now. Thank you for sharing that, Jess. She said she loves her shirt. The quality is great. The merch store really does have nice t-shirts. They're nice quality. They're not that Teespring crap from the YouTube stores. They're really they're nice quality shirts. And you can get shirts for $20 in my store. Unheard of anywhere else. You got people charging $35, $40 for t-shirts. It's ridiculous.
All rise, the court is now in session. The Honorable Shirley Matthews presiding.
Good morning, you may be seated.
We just went underwater with Court TV. What?
We actually just wanted to speak about timing, Judge.
Timing.
Oh, all right, did you get a copy of the expert witness jury
Yes,
instruction?
Judge.
Okay, if you have fill-ins for that.
I can just scratch out who we need. We don't need Dr. Bryan or Dr. Packers on this.
Does it say what Detective Waglarowski is an expert in?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, if you give it to us, we'll change it. I want to give you a complete set of the jury instructions and make sure you agree with them.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
May we speak with you off the record regarding timing?
Sure. Should be right.
So we're already muted. We're already muted. Nicole just got her name on the Wheel of Friday, and Tickled Pink Music got a membership. Welcome, Tickled Pink. And thank you, Nicole. So generous of you. Buttercup, we haven't heard from Karen as of yet. She did send me an email, though, and I gave her my number. But I haven't heard from her yet. All right now. Baby, it's all right now. He's wearing a headset because he is hard of hearing. James is. According to his sister, he's always had a hearing issue. So. Earkins. That like Shopkins? Earkins? You guys doing anything for St. Patty's Day? I see it falls on a Sunday this year. Is it this Sunday already? Ha, me too, Jess. Kim, I wonder if James will testify. I think Jennifer's testimony is what sealed her fate. I think it was going to be guilty no matter what, but her testimony put the final nail in the coffin. But how are we going to... Okay, so the jury in the previous trial, and Muriel knows this, the jury in the previous trial wanted to know who had the gun last. How do we prove that without him taking the stand? Fun, Terry Jones. Soccer. Dinner. You guys gonna have corned beef and cabbage? I gotta have corned beef and cabbage if I'm gonna manage. Green beer. Yeah, I got so sick. I went out for green beer one year. So get this. I called into work. I'm like, we're doing this right. Me and my girlfriends went to the bar. We were there at like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. We were eating Scottish eggs and drinking green beer, literally dyed green beer. Oh, what a nightmare. By 4 p.m., I was belly up.
Make some minor tweaks, and then I'll make copies for both sides.
Tweaks?
I'm going to provide the jury with some copies of the jury instructions as well.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. We also discussed some scheduling, and you want to recall someone, I think.
Yes, Judge. We're going to recall Special Agent Brett Brandon for very brief testimony.
Good morning, Quins.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so are you ready for the jury?
We have not heard from
Not yet. And Bart Peace on behalf of the people.
Mario Lehman on behalf of Mr. Crumbley.
Karen McDonald on behalf of the people.
All right. Mr. Crumbley, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
All right. All right, we're going to bring the jury in.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, yes. Should I do that? Your Honor, just very briefly, I just wanted to make a quick record before the jury comes in that Amy Crumbley and James Crumbley Sr. will not be testifying as defense witnesses. They were on the witness list, however, they are not testifying. They are in the courtroom, which is why we're making a record.
Okay.
Mr. Keese is aware, we did talk about it before coming into the courtroom this morning.
That's correct.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All rise for the jury.
Good morning. As always, thank you for being on time. You can be seated. Prosecutor, who's your next witness?
Thank you, Judge. The people are going to briefly recall Special Agent Brett Brandon.
Can you raise your right hand?
This guy
Do you
again?
swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, could you please step up and would you state your name for the record and spell your first and last name?
Yes.
Audio, man.
Brett Brandon, B-R-E-T-T, Brandon, B-R-A-N-D-O-N.
Go ahead.
Dude, they
Thank
are
you. Morning,
nuts.
sir.
Morning.
Sir, you're one of the officers in charge of this case?
Yes,
Okay. And you were here yesterday for Lieutenant Willis's testimony, is that right?
that's correct.
Okay. And you've had the opportunity as well to review surveillance footage of different facilities?
Yes,
Okay, does that include surveillance footage of 1111 Bellevue in Detroit?
it does.
Okay. And do you recall when Lieutenant Willis was asked if he remembered if James or Jennifer Crumbley ever left the premises of 1111 Bellevue, he couldn't remember the answer?
I do recall that, yes.
Okay. Do you have a definitive answer for us?
Yes,
Tell us about that, please.
yes. So in my review of the video from 1111 Bellevue, I did not observe Mr. or Mrs. Crumbley leave the premises. They did, like we stated yesterday, go to their car several times to smoke cigarettes and come back inside, but they did not leave the premises from what I saw in the surveillance video.
Okay, so we have surveillance video admitted already about 11:30 a.m., around noon a.m. with the time difference on the surveillance camera, that James and Jennifer Crumbley arrived in the parking lot. Is that right?
I believe that time is correct.
Okay, and then we saw footage of James Crumbley pulling the vehicle out and backing it back into the same parking spot?
Yes,
Okay, but they never left that location of 1111 Bellevue?
I did not observe them leave, no.
Okay. We heard testimony regarding certain foodstuffs were found in Suite 130 in that location.
That's correct.
In the review of your video, were you able to give us information regarding that?
Yes.
Tell us about that, please.
So in the afternoon, at some point, the owner of that art studio that they were staying in got into his vehicle, departed, returned a while later with white grocery bags, a bag of ice, and I think a case of waters that he made 3 trips in and out, carrying that into the apartment or into that unit. And then that was the person that dropped off those groceries.
Okay, thank you. I have nothing for that.
Ross?
Very briefly, Your Honor. Good morning, Agent Brandon.
Morning.
You testified that James and Jennifer left the building, but remained on the premises.
That's correct. Yeah, they were a little out of view of the camera by the front of the vehicle, but from my observations, they would go out there for a few minutes and then walk back in.
From what you recall from your review of the information that you received during your investigation, it wasn't just once or twice, but they actually went in and out of the building multiple times that day, correct?
Yes, I don't recall the number, but it was probably north of 6, and sometimes it would be both of them. Sometimes it would just be Mr. Crumbley. You know, occasionally it would be Mr. Crumbley's particular would come out with his hood up or ball cap on and then walk back in.
And we saw it was snowing that day.
I believe it snowed in the morning, and then as the day went on, it let up. But yeah, it was approaching winter.
It was December in Michigan, so cold.
I don't recall the temperature, but yeah, it was December in Michigan.
You also, if you recall, there were times when Mr. Crumbley or his wife left the building and went back in during the day, but also at night.
Yes, it started when they arrived and then continued through the evening, yes.
As for the owner of the art studio going to get foodstuffs, I think is what the prosecution referred to it as, you don't know why he went and got it, you just know that he went and got it. Is that fair?
Correct.
No further questions, Your Honor.
No redirect, thank you.
All right, you may step down.
Thank you, Ron.
And who's the next witness?
Thank you, Judge. I did speak with counsel last night as well as this morning regarding our exhibits, and we approached earlier to talk about that. I will provide the court as well as counsel with our updated version. I have made a record before we started with testimony regarding exhibits that were admitted. I won't go through all of them, but I will rely upon the document that I provided counsel as well as the court that these exhibits are in fact admitted.
Yeah, we made an extensive record of which exhibits would be admitted last week, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
That's correct. And the only exceptions that I did want to point out, we have an agreement to Exhibit 378. That's a redacted transcript of James and Jennifer Crumbley's interview video at the Oxford substation. We're in a stipulation to that. That's 378.
Ms. Lehman, did you have an opportunity to review the transcript?
I did, Your Honor. I have reviewed it. I have spoken with Mr. Keast about it, and we do have an agreement to admit that as an exhibit.
You believe it's accurate?
I do believe it's accurate, Your Honor, yes.
All right, I will admit number 378 then.
Thank you, Judge. And the only other two exhibits that are currently noted as exhibits on this list are 373 and 374. Those are not admitted and at this point will be omitted from the exhibit list.
373 and 374 will not be admitted.
Yes, Judge.
All right.
And Your Honor, I would like the opportunity, and I believe Mr. Keast will do that, to give me a copy of that list to just ensure
course.
that I have the same number of exhibits that he has and to make sure that we agree.
Okay, sure.
And Judge, with that, the people rest.
All right. Ms. Lehman.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, the defense would call Karen Crumbley.
Oh my God, she's testifying, y'all. That's why she couldn't talk. She's testifying. That's why she couldn't talk. She said, there's so much I want to say, but I can't. Holy shit. I did not. Y'all, I'm shook. Oh. Oh, man.
Good morning. Could you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, so help you God? Okay, and could you hold this door
Oh,
towards
she's
you?
whispering too.
And have a step up. And have a seat. And then would you state your name for the record and spell your first and last name?
Karen Crumbley, KarenCrumbley.
All right, I'm going to ask you to keep your voice up.
Okay.
All right, take a deep breath.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Ms. Lehman.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Crumbley. Can I call you Karen?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Karen, I am going to, again, ask that you keep your voice up. You are a little soft-spoken, so I want to make sure that the jury in the courtroom can hear you, okay?
Okay.
I just have a few questions. How are you feeling today?
Good.
Are you nervous?
Well, I mean, yes, a little. I mean, I'm all right.
I'm going to take you back. Well, let me start with this. Do you know James Crumbley?
Of course, yes.
How do you know him?
He is my brother.
Do you know his son?
Yes, I do.
I am going to ask that you not say his son's name. We do have some direction from the court not to use his son's name in court.
Okay.
And what is his son's relationship to you?
He is my nephew.
We're going to be fairly specific. Where do you live?
I live in Welaka, Florida.
Tell the court a little bit about yourself.
I was raised in Jacksonville, Florida. I went and graduated high school, and then I got my medical assistant degree and did a few times in New Hampshire at Dartmouth-Hitchcock Hospital, and then came back to Florida. And I was in a car accident where I lost my right leg, and now I stay in a town that is peaceful, and I have 4 children and 2 grandchildren.
How old are your kids?
17, 18, 23, and 25.
I'm going to take you back to 2021. Where are you living in 2021?
In Wielaka, Florida.
Specifically, I'm going to ask you about April of 2021. Do you recall what was going on in April of 2021?
My mom was in the hospital. My mom passed away April 6th of 2021.
Do you recall if you saw James or his son in April of 2021?
Yes, I did. My brother, James, was there in the hospital with us when my mom passed. And then my nephew came down, I believe, the day after and stayed for the while we had the services. And then we had like a memorial thing, like get together with everybody, cookout and stuff. And then we had the services, the funeral services and things like that.
You said your mom passed away on April 6th of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember exactly that your nephew came down on the 7th, or are you not sure of the date? And if you don't know, it's okay.
I know that they left when they found out that my mom had passed. I believe my nephew and his mother.
Let me stop you for a second. Who's they?
My nephew and his mother drove down to Florida from Michigan when they find out, and believe they got there maybe around on the 7th that they arrived.
Okay. So you remember that you saw your nephew maybe the 7th. It might have been the next day, or maybe you're not sure.
Right. Yes.
But it was shortly after the 6th.
Yes, it was very shortly.
While your brother and his son were in Florida, did you spend time with them?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Obviously, it was a difficult time with your mom passing away.
Yes.
Do you recall seeing anything concerning about your nephew?
No.
Do you recall him saying anything concerning to you?
No.
And if I ask you about if you recall if anyone...
Will you keep your voice up? Just
Yes.
I want the jury to be able to hear
Okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Judge. When I ask you if you recall hearing anything or anyone saying anything, I don't necessarily want to say what they said.
Okay.
That's not allowed. But just if you recall hearing anything.
No.
Do you recall having conversations with your brother where he expressed anything concerning to you about his son?
No.
Do you recall your brother expressing any conversations he'd had with his son that were concerning to you?
No.
Do you recall how long they were there?
I think I'm not honestly too sure. 1.5 weeks, maybe a week.
Okay.
For sure, for a week.
So it was more than a couple of days.
Of course, yes.
And you saw them more than one time.
Yes.
And when I say them, I mean both your brother James and his son.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall seeing James and or your nephew any other time in 2021?
Yes, I went to Michigan with my father and my stepmother to visit. It was actually he knew my father was going, but I was a surprise to my brother. And we went to Michigan. We stayed at their house for about a week. About 3 or 4 days, maybe.
When you say you stayed at their house, whose house did you stay at?
My brother James's house.
And was his son there?
Yes.
And you stayed there for a few days?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you spend time with James and your nephew in those few days?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to ask you the same thing. Do you recall seeing anything concerning?
No.
Do you recall your nephew saying anything concerning to you?
No.
Do you recall your brother talking to you about concerning conversations he'd had with his son?
So I just have to object to that question. Honestly, you should object to the last question regarding April as well. She can testify as to what she observed and but not what James said or not said.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
From your observations, did you see anything concerning in June of 2021?
Absolutely not.
And did you speak with your brother after June of 2021?
Yes.
Did you speak with your nephew after June of 2021?
Not directly, no. Heard him in the background, tell him I said hi, he said hi, things like that, but not directly, no.
So based on those interactions, although they weren't direct, they were kind of in the background.
Yes.
Did you observe anything concerning with your nephew between June of 21 and we'll say November 30th of 2021.
No.
If there had been anything concerning that you had observed, what would you have done?
I would have addressed it, and if I would have known anything, I would have talked to him, I would have took him home with me if there was any kind of inclination that anything was wrong.
Would you have made your brother aware of it?
Of course.
Did you ever make your brother aware of anything that you were concerned about?
No, because there was nothing I was concerned about.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Ross?
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name's Mark. I'm going to ask you some questions. If anything I ask is confusing or sometimes I kind of go on a little bit, just let me know and I can rephrase the question.
Okay.
Now, James Crumbley is your brother, obviously.
Correct.
And we refer to him as a shooter. He's your nephew.
Yes.
Okay. The last time you actually saw the shooter was June of 2021? Your nephew?
Do you mean in person?
In person, yeah. The last time you saw him?
I think, Your Honor,
Oh,
but she's hesitating. I think I know what she's hesitating about. Do you want to discuss it at the bench?
can we approach? Yes. I think I know what it is, too.
What did I just miss? What is she hesitating about? Let's go back a second.
You saw the shooter was June of 2021. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name's Mark. I'm going to ask you some questions. If anything I ask is confusing or sometimes I kind of go on a little bit, just let me know and I can rephrase the question.
Okay.
Now, James Crumbley is your brother, obviously.
Correct.
And we refer to him as a shooter. He's your nephew.
Yes.
Okay. The last time you actually saw the shooter was June of 2021? Your nephew?
Do you mean in person?
In person, yeah. The last time you saw him?
I think, Your Honor,
Oh,
but she's hesitating. I think I know what she's hesitating about. Do you want to discuss it at the bench?
Before the shooting on November the 30th, the last time you saw your nephew was in June of 2021?
Correct.
Okay. And the last time you saw him before that was in April of 2021?
Correct.
Okay. And you, from the time of actually, you may not know this, but everybody's phones in this case were seized and analyzed. Did you know that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, including your brothers as well as your nephews?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're not here to tell us that you had a particularly close relationship with your brother, is that right?
We had a close relationship, but we lived in two different states, so it was mainly, it wasn't like close.
Well, you wouldn't talk very often.
At least maybe once a month.
Well, according to the phone records on your brother's phone, it was far less frequent than that. Does that sound right to you? And I'm not trying to trip you up.
No. We talked on social media as well.
Right. So there's call logs, actual device to device.
Right.
Then there's Facebook calls as well.
Correct.
And I show 2 Facebook calls.
Okay.
And then there's instant messaging, and there's 22 instant messages between you and your brother.
Okay.
And that's the entire year of 2021.
Okay.
And then there's some group Facebook messages with other members of the family.
Okay.
Now, your nephew never wrote you a note that said, "Help me."
No,
did he?
sir.
And he never drew a picture next to that note with a gun, did he?
No.
Okay. And that would be concerning to you?
Yes.
Okay.
It would
And is that what you meant to say, or is that what you meant when you said, what would you have done if you saw something of a concerning nature?
I would have brought it up, yes.
Yes. That would be something significant to you as a mother?
To address, yes, of course.
I think it may have glossed over. I want to clarify. On the phone log, there's only 3 actual phone calls between you and your brother in 2021.
Okay.
Does that sound right to you?
I guess.
Now, you were interviewed in November of 2023 by an investigator when your name was put on the defense witness list. Do you remember that interview?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you were asked if you knew you were on the witness list, and you said that you didn't know at that point.
Right.
Okay. And then you said you would have nothing to testify on their behalf because you had no knowledge of the incident until after it happened.
Correct. I had no knowledge of the incident.
Okay. And then you said you didn't know that a gun was bought for your nephew prior to the incident.
I did not know about that weapon, no.
And during that interview, you were asked about guns in the family home back when everybody lived in Florida. And you said, well, you know, some firearms is something that wouldn't be out of the ordinary for someone to own back in Florida when you grew up.
Right, no.
Do you recall that?
Yes, I do
Okay.
recall that.
But then you said, having guns in the house wouldn't be out of the ordinary, but getting one for your kid would be. At 21 minutes into the interview,
Getting one as in,
like giving a gun as a
no,
gift for
not
your
giving,
kid.
but to use at a shooting range or whatnot.
Well, I'm just
I would
reading
not see a problem.
your words, and again, I'm not
Okay.
trying to trip you up.
Yeah, no. Okay.
You said getting a gun for your kid, that would be out of the ordinary.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Redirect?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. The prosecutor asked you about guns in the family home. And you were aware, or let me ask you, were you aware in April or June of 2021 if there were firearms in James Crumbley's family home?
Yes.
And what do you know about those firearms, if anything?
I know that there was a Derringer because I saw and held it myself when I was there in June.
And how did you go about seeing and holding it?
He took it out of his room. I had brought it.
Let me stop you. Who's
Okay,
he?
sorry. My brother,
Okay.
James, took it out of his room to show because it was, I guess it's maybe like an antique kind of ish gun. I'm not sure. I don't know really too much about them, but and I wanted to see it and I hold it and it was very heavy. And then afterwards, he put it back in its case and brought it back into his bedroom.
Okay. You said you're not very familiar with guns, right?
Correct.
The prosecutor asked you about a statement that you made about getting a gun for your kid would be, I don't remember the word he used, odd or something along those lines. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What did you mean by that? It sounded like you were trying to explain that to the prosecutor, and I don't know if we heard it.
I mean, if you're getting a gun specifically for your child to use at his leisure, that would be wrong. But with adult supervision, and I don't see any problem with it.
I have no further questions, Ian.
Just real quick, Rick Cross. When you were there in June, here in Michigan in June, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay. And James went and showed you the .22 caliber Derringer, the small gun.
Yes.
Okay. You said he went and where he kept it in his room.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And the whole family was there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have nothing else. Thank you, Judge.
Ryan, you can step down in your excuse. I'll watch the step right there.
Yes.
All right, who's the next witness?
No further witnesses, Your Honor.
God, that was loud.
Yvonne?
One moment.
Just to confirm, Judge.
How did she not? She said he put it in the case and put it back in his room. I think that's pretty much what they wanted. Oh, the ish. It's not your stream. It's the delay from my thing. It's me. It's my delay.
Yes. Yes.
I know you did.
Yes.
No more violence.
No rebuttal. Thank you.
Just for the record, Ms. Crumbley, who just testified, is in the courtroom. I believe that. Is there any objection? to
No,
that?
she can say she's excused.
Are there any additional witnesses?
Not from the people.
Done for the defense. Your Honor.
They're done?
All right,
What?
vote.
No more witnesses. Oh, did you see the judge? Cut your mic. Yes, that was the Karen in chat. How can they be done? Ooh, interesting. Why is this guy right here looking at the jury? Quit staring at the jury, dude. Was there any texts about seeing stuff, demons, and ask him to come home like Jennifer's trial? Not that we know of. Nope. She was a witness to him locking the gun up. Yeah. Never was brought up where the gun was. Nope. Let's do a poll. Let's see where you guys stand. I mean, the judge hasn't asked if he's going to testify. Isn't that like protocol? Like at this point, she asks James Crumbley or she asks his lawyer if he's going to testify, and she says yes or no. I think there was a lot more evidence against Jennifer. She was having the affair. She was ignoring Ethan's text. She was spending money on horses. I mean, there was a lot more evidence against her. I mean, let's face it. When Jennifer took Ethan to the shooting range, he was working, doing DoorDash. He didn't even go. He didn't even go to the range. He was DoorDashing. I guess less is more. If James is found not guilty, Jennifer will eat all the bologna sandwiches she wants. Well, that might be what they're talking about right now. No, I don't think Ethan texted James because James was at home more than Jennifer was, I think. He was the one that took him to work and all that other crap. All right, let's do a poll and see what we think. As far as a verdict goes. Obviously there's no proof of his affair. So the thing that's against James is that he bought the gun, right? He purchased the gun. But do you notice they didn't have the gun shop owner? Oh, yeah. Did they have her testify? Did the gun shop lady? No. Remember the gun shop lady testified? I need to get more coffee. No, James took him to school, talked to him about the night before. Ethan apologized to James, and he dropped him off at school. That was how the morning went. Why didn't they have the gun shop lady on the stand? If he bought the gun for Ethan and they had proof of that. She didn't testify in James. She testified in Jennifer's and Ethan's. She was there? I don't remember her. She did testify? I don't think so. I don't think she did. She was one of the first, V-Dub? They did have her? Okay. Okay. All right, we're back.
I apologize. I was trying to see if your lunches could be here earlier. So your lunch will arrive at 11:30. Your lunch will arrive at 11:30, and we'll be hearing closings at 12:30, all right? So I need to tell you that during the trial and between now and the time that you hear closing arguments, you must not read, listen to, or watch any news reports about this case. Under the law, the evidence you consider to decide the case must meet certain standards. For example, witnesses must swear to tell the truth, and the lawyers must be able to cross-examine them. Because news reports do not have to meet these standards, they can give you incorrect or misleading information that might unfairly favor one side. So to be fair to both sides, you must follow this instruction. Please do not go on social media. Please do not post, go on Facebook, do research, and discuss the case with anyone. We have come this far, all right? So please follow my instructions. You're going to be free to go. Your lunch will be delivered to your respective jury rooms at 11:30. But I have to caution you, there's people in the courthouse, there are other trials going on, there is a ton of media here, so I need to trust you to not interact with anyone or listen to anyone talking about the case, or you get it, right? Do you guys get it? You get it?
Yes.
Okay, I've told you a lot of times, right? So at about 11:30, your lunch is going to be delivered to the jury room. At 12:30, we'll hear closings. It's hard to predict what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. So lunch will be at 11:30, and then we'll have closings at 12:30. Do you have any questions about the schedule?
Can we go outside,
Yes.
as long as we're cautious and don't talk?
Yes, it's a beautiful day. You can enjoy the sun, take a walk around our beautiful Oakland County campus.
I'm doing it every day.
You've been doing it? Okay, good, good. Whatever you want to do, just please avoid people because, you know, not everyone is as well behaved as you 15, let's put it that way. All right? Anything else about that? So your lunch will be here at 11:30 and then we'll hear closings at 12:30. All right? Thank you.
All rise for the jury.
Going to the clinker, the big house.
You may be seated. I'm thinking of Okay. So, before you depart, you did change that jury instruction, and then I'm going to give you the jury instructions. If you have a certain order, I have them in an order that I think is logical, but if you want to change any of it around, you can do it.
The only one I had noticed from last time, Judge, is they have 20.30A after 1613 instead of in the middle. Last time it was in the middle. It didn't seem to really make sense. So
20.30A and 16. Okay.
yeah, and for reference, that would be right in front of 1615.
All right. Anything about the jury instructions, Ms. Miller?
No, Your Honor.
Going to the
I'm going to
clinker,
give you a
the
set
big house.
of them to make sure that you agree with them before closings.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Ms. Lehman, would you like to inquire of your client?
I would, Your Honor. Mr. Crumbley, will you please stand up? Thank you.
Mr. Crumbley, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. And would you state your name?
James Robert Crumbley.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Lehman.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, James.
Good morning.
You know that you and I have talked about your trial. Is that right?
That is correct.
We have talked about how the trial will go.
That is correct.
You know that when you were accused and charged with these offenses, that you have the right to remain silent.
That is correct.
We discussed that that right carries through the trial.
That is correct.
You and I have discussed the whether or not you would testify during your trial.
That is correct.
We talked about the benefits of you testifying.
That is correct.
We talked about the risks of you testifying.
That is correct.
And we've talked extensively about whether or not you would testify.
That is correct.
And knowing all of that, is it your decision to testify or is your decision to remain silent?
It is my decision to remain silent.
All right. Mr. Crumbley, do you have any questions for me, or do you need any further discussion with your attorney?
No, I don't believe so. Thank you,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Okay. All right. I think we're releasing the jury right now. I want to caution everyone that's here to be cautious about interacting with anyone in the courthouse. If someone were to say something or do something in front of one of the jurors, it could be devastating to this process. So I know emotions have been running high through the whole trial, and I'm just asking everybody to please, mind where you are and what you're saying and who you're interacting with, all right? Starting over would be devastating for everyone, all right? So are they released? Okay, so the jury is released. I'm going to make sure no one's in the hallway before you take them down. So we're going to have closings at 12:30.
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll have the instructions available for you before that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, 20 point. If you put them in the order you like them in,
I'll take care of it.
Copy them. Okay. So we have them. She modified the expert witness, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if you return them to us, we'll make a copy for each of you, and we'll also make a copy for the jury. Okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, so I'll see you here at 12:30. You can take the defendant, but let me make sure that there's no one in the hallway. All right? And I'm going to ask you all to remain seated while the defendant is taken out of the courtroom. Okay.
You've got a Ouija board down your pants. You're going to pull that out.
Fucking fuzzy slippers and lip gloss.
What you are witnessing is real. The participants are not.
This is the order.
Angie? The judge looks like Taylor Business? Oh my God. So we're back at 12:30. So we're going to start a new stream for 12:30. This is crazy. So that is 2.5 hours from now. 2.5 hours, we will reconvene. I don't know why. I mean, that was stupid, man. I mean, I get she had the two parents on there, but I don't know.
I don't know.
It looks like 55% of you, let's see how many votes, 168 votes. 55% of you say not guilty and 45% of you say guilty. Dr. Melmo says, facts proven. James purchased the gun. James allowed access. It was purchased as an early Christmas gift. James refused to take Ethan for crisis evaluation. Ethan used gun to go. But we don't know that James allowed access. We don't know that. So I think Muriel left a lot of unanswered questions, if you will. Good morning, Island. Mandy Kirks says she thinks the sister hurt more than help. I know, Tina. Why would she take that risk and tell them, oh, go ahead and go outside? They've got badges on that say juror. I don't know. Yeah, pretty much split 50-50 almost. All right. Well, I'm going to close out this stream and I will see you guys back here a little bit before 12:30. And we will watch closing arguments this afternoon. And then we will be on jury watch Verdict watch. I mean, not jury watch. Verdict watch. Why do I say jury watch? Scarpelli, thank you so much. Much love from Michigan. Much love back to you, Scarpelli. Scarpelli, thank you for your Cash App. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Now I can go get myself a Sammy for lunch. Thank you. So yeah, let's meet back here at about 12:20, 12:25. Have a good afternoon, Melmo. Come back later. Come back later if you can. Everybody will meet back here at 12:20. I will get the event up so you guys can go hit the reminder. He bought the gun, says Kim Mosier, and ignored Ethan. That's really all they have to go on. Yeah, I don't think they really had a lot. I mean, they kind of went over what happened, and then that was it. It really wasn't much on James, really. I mean, James, they showed the video of them at the substation, and they showed them in the cash cab. So, and people do expect more from mothers, but there was more evidence that he was reaching out to her directly. There was no evidence that he was trying to reach out to his dad directly. So, all right, guys, I'll see you back here in a couple hours. I love you. Let's roll our credits. And don't forget, we fill up these bars above my head. We will spin the Wheel of Friday. And anybody who donates or becomes a member will be on that wheel. Let's get your name on that Wheel of Friday. I'll show you a little bit of what it goes like. What Wheel of Friday looks like. There's a little preview of the Wheel of Friday. So if I meet my goals, I throw you guys on that wheel and we win prizes. So I will see you guys in Discord. See you back here at 12:30. Run our credits. Thank you for your support. See you soon.
Where do you think you're going? Nobody's leaving. Nobody's walking out on this fun old-fashioned family Christmas. No, we're all in this together.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you're
Papa.
alone, but I'll never call you back.
Roro calls him Papa. I mean, that's
Roro.
not-
Who was Roro? Psychopathy.
We're all gonna have so much fucking fun we'll need plastic surgery to remove our goddamn smiles.